Hi guys, it's Vishali. So it's match day here at Stamford Bridge. I'm back at the ground to watch Chelsea take on their London rivals Arsenal. The second straight week where I'm covering Arsenal, and actually I'm going to be covering them next week. So I'm getting to see a lot of Unai Emery's side, and actually I'm really looking forward to seeing them today because we saw against City, I was at that game obviously, the new pressing style, the new kind of playing out from the back that Emery wants his Arsenal side to do. But against Chelsea, a side who scored 3 goals against Huddersfield, and you know they're looking like a bit of a different proposition in terms of their playing style under Sarri. I think it's going to be a really good game. It's still quite early. Weather's pretty good. It's a bit overcast, but it's not cold. Players haven't arrived, and we haven't got the team news yet. So I'm going to be back in a little while with a confirmed starting lineup. Hey guys, so I'm getting some score predictions from some of the journalists who cover Chelsea. They're putting their neck on the line here. Here is Nizaar.
Hello,
hey, Nizaar.
You right?
Yeah, good. How about you?
Yeah, all good. Glad to be back at Stamford Bridge.
Of course, I always am. It feels like home. But you're going to be giving me a score prediction. Now, I think Chelsea are going to win this match 2-1. I think they'll concede, but I think they'll get the 3 points. What do you think?
Oh, you just think exactly the same thing as me. So
You're copying me.
I'm going to have to go 3-1 just to make it different.
3-1?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I think Morata's going to break his duck and be one of the goal scorers. Eden Hazard, either off the bench or starting, he'll score.
I think Hazard will score as well, yeah.
And then maybe like Pedro as well, because he's been prolific in pre-season. So, yeah, I think those will be the goal scorers.
I'm going to come back after the game and see if you're right, Nizaar.
Yeah, probably wrong, badly.
Right, so I'm with another journalist who covers Chelsea, Ollie from football.london. How's it going, Ollie?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. So I went for 2-1,
yeah.
Chelsea win.
Yeah.
Nizaar's just gone for 3-1, Chelsea win. I think he copied me, basically.
Okay.
But are you going to be
right.
different? Can Arsenal win?
No, I'm going to go with Chelsea winning again today. I mean, they can win Arsenal, but I don't think we quite know where both teams are at the moment. Yeah. It's quite an interesting one to see. This is a really good barometer of where both teams are, but I still think Chelsea is slightly ahead of where they're at the moment. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win as well, I think.
Okay, so that's 2-1 from Ollie. So the teams are out. They are actually training on the pitch at the moment, and you know there's no real surprises really. I think from Chelsea's point of view, we didn't expect really Hazard to start. Well, he doesn't today. He's on the bench. I think it's a case of easing him on into action. I remember he came on the last 14 minutes against Huddersfield, set up Pedro for the goal, and instead you got Willian and Pedro flanking Morata. And the other, I think, interesting thing is that Barkley starts. So Mateo Kovacic, he's not going to start this game, which would be his first Chelsea game. I think you'll see him come on probably in the final 30 minutes. And of course for Kepa, it's his first Premier League home game. And interestingly as well, in terms of the captaincy, Azpilicueta's captain, Gary Cahill isn't in the squad. Now what about Arsenal? Well, Cech is in goal. Remember he nearly scored that kind of comical own goal against City, but Emery's sticking with him. He's keeping his faith in the highly experienced goalkeeper. You've also got Monreal back, which is huge news for Arsenal because Maitland-Niles has suffered a fracture, and so they didn't have a lot of options. So yeah, he's back. And interestingly, Guendouzi starts alongside Xhaka, basically the same midfield pairing as against City. So Torreira is on the bench. I wonder if we see him come on. We'll find out shortly. Right guys, where to begin? It's 2-2 at the break. I almost can't believe Arsenal have gotten themselves back into this game because at the start of it, Chelsea were in control. There's no doubt in that. I mean, they got 2 goals through Pedro and through Morata, and a lot of Chelsea's joy was coming down the left flank where Hector Bellerin in his position. They were getting in behind him time and time again, and Arsenal just kind of looked all over the place. They couldn't keep hold of the ball, or when they had the ball, they were giving it away cheaply. And Arsenal missed 2 chances that could have seen them get back into the match earlier on. I mean, there was that miss from Aubameyang, there was that miss from Mkhitaryan, and you know, Unai Emery standing just here could not believe his eyes. Arsenal fans couldn't believe their eyes. But somehow, Arsenal have gotten themselves back into the game. And what well, certainly what's happened is a lot of the attacks have been built up by Hector Bellerin, interestingly, given the fact that he was struggling a little bit at the start of the game. He is proving quite crucial down the left flank. And actually, Mkhitaryan has somehow sparked into life. He had a really tough kind of 20 minutes, you know, but he's looking really good, and the goals came. Mkhitaryan obviously scored, but Iwobi scored as well, and actually Iwobi just fired over the bar. So if you think that Arsenal have had 3 chances, they could easily be leading, despite the fact that I think Chelsea have played the better of the 2 sides. Sarri couldn't believe his eyes. He kept looking at his watch, probably hoping for the half-time break to come, but I think we're in for a really good end to this game. Hey guys, I'm back. So it's full time. The Chelsea players who didn't feature in the match actually have had quite a lengthy warming down section. Actually, they had pretty much, it was a game of football, and you didn't actually see that under Antonio Conte. You often saw the players warming down, but you didn't see them getting involved in a proper game of football. Even the players who weren't in the squad were out there. Gary Cahill, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and some of the Chelsea coaches are out there. Willian even turned up to watch it, and so did David Luiz. So yeah, it was quite interesting on the pitch in terms of what's changing under Sarri. But yeah, it's good news for Sarri. His Chelsea side ended up beating Arsenal 3-2. Second half wasn't as bonkers, as crazy as that first half where we saw 4 goals. But the winner came through Marcos Alonso, and really you have to look to the introduction of Eden Hazard, who really changed things up, didn't he? He introduced us and injected so much pace to Chelsea's attack, and he was the one who got past all those Arsenal defenders on the left flank and you know, sent the ball to Alonso, who finished from close range. And you have to point out as well, how many goals has Alonso created or scored since I think I saw a stat somewhere where he has now, as a defender, scored the most number of goals and created the most number of goals actually since his debut in the Premier League, which is some stat. Now I just went to Sarri's press conference and Emery's press conference. Actually, Sarri, let's start off with Chelsea. Sarri, he was happy, he said, for 75 minutes of the game, but he wasn't happy with about 25 minutes of the game, and that essentially was that last part of the first half, probably the first 10 minutes or so of that second half. Chelsea, I just felt with the second half, despite the break coming at the perfect time for Chelsea, they needed it at that point. You know, Arsenal had scored 2 goals, they'd gotten back into it. I just felt Chelsea didn't really emerge in the kind of form that they had started that match. You know, initially Arsenal were defending in numbers, and Chelsea were quite slow in terms of the build-up of their play. But I think Sarri subs basically, and also we have to look to the fact that Lacazette gave the ball away in the build-up to that goal. Essentially, it was the difference. In terms of Arsenal, second week for me covering Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, you have to look at the fact that they missed 3 chances. Lacazette gave the ball away, and obviously the first 20 minutes they were poor. They were awful in terms of the defending, and they were missing chances. So obviously up front they were quite poor. But you know, Emery's saying he's still calm about what is going on at Arsenal in terms of the fact that they're still getting used to a new brand of football under him. You know, this idea that I'm just hearing David Luiz shouting at someone. But they're getting used to his style of play, which is playing out from the back, pressing. I think there were some positive signs certainly that you've seen from Arsenal, and I think one big positive was what Emery was talking about before this game. He said if his Arsenal side are losing, he doesn't want them to give up, basically. And I think you saw, despite the fact that they were losing 2-0, they didn't give up. They did get themselves back into the game to look likely to take a point. In the end, they haven't. So, but it hasn't exactly been the easiest of starts for Arsenal. For Chelsea, you know, obviously a really good start, but I think, despite the fact that they've won their first 2 games, I think there is a lot to improve on. But I think certainly the signs are quite positive. Now, as for my next game, I will be at Arsenal's match with West Ham. So another London derby game for me next week. Catch you then.